You're listening to Parasearch Radio, news, views and reviews from the world of the paranormal from across the UK and beyond. Find us on Facebook, Twitter and the World Wide Web. Parasearch UK Radio. Parasearch Radio, broadcasting to the UK and beyond.
The views and opinions expressed by presenters and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Parasearch Radio or its affiliates and sponsors. Listener discretion is advised. You're listening to Kerry Greenaway and Mark Manley on the Dark Mirror Paranormal Show, only on Parasearch Radio.
Good evening and welcome to the Dark Mirror Paranormal Show. It is your usual Friday fun and frivolity on the Parasearch Radio channel. As usual, I am joined in the studio by my lovely Mark Manley. Good evening, Marcus.
Marcus! Don't you call me that, missus.
Oh, that's it.
Good
all
evening.
Right now. That's it. He's now Marcus,
No,
Kaz.
a friend of mine had a staffy called Marcus. And they used to call me Marcus, and I'd be like, yeah, bugger off. You know.
And we've got the lovely Kaz Rooney in the studio tonight as well.
Good evening.
All right, public apology to Kaz last night. My system crashed, which is why Kaz's show didn't go out last night. I really, really do apologise. It was literally 10 minutes before the show and my whole system decided to have a meltdown. We will be getting Gary back on later on, won't we, Kaz?
Yeah.
Have you got a date for that yet?
7th of June.
Excellent. So that interview is definitely going to come. But I really, really do apologise. It's all to do with this GDMA and everybody updating their privacy policies and their data protection policies.
Yeah.
And once I finally worked it out after 3 hours, it was about 11 o'clock at night and a bit late. So I really, really do apologise for last night, guys. It's been a bit of a tech week this week because Paul's internet crashed at the beginning of the week and my system decided to have a meltdown last night. So, guys, I just want to put that out publicly. We really do apologise. There was no show last night, but Gary is going to be back on the 7th of June. So we can't wait. We literally was gutted, weren't we, Kaz?
I was absolutely gutted last night, and I felt horrible saying to Gary, we can't do anything, we can't get into the studio.
I know, I was having a major meltdown over this end, trust me. It was like one of those, no, kind of moments. So I say, I do apologise about last night, guys, but we're going to redo it. We've rescheduled that interview, definitely. Right, so tonight's topic, guys, we're going to be talking about psychic birthmarks.
Ooh.
Now, these are birthmarks that are... I know. It's an interesting topic, this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. I will let one of you guys start, because I've got an interesting story on here as well. So, yeah.
You didn't find an alien link, did you, Mark?
No, I haven't found
We
one
did,
yet,
no, we kind of did, though. We kind of did.
It is going with the Indigo Children theme.
Exactly.
So you've got the alien link there. but seeing as I was born with a horseshoe over my eye as well, so this will be interesting anyway.
It's an interesting topic. It was a lot more interesting than when I picked the topic, I kind of thought it was just going to be more like a past life thing. But there's been a lot more research done on it than I originally thought, to be fair. So... birthmarks and moles are very, very common. Everyone's got some form of, extenuating mole or mark on their body, haven't they?
Well, a lot of people have had mark on their body, but now I've got a girlfriend. So,
But where they are located, their colour and shape could be what marks them as a psychic birthmark. Right? It's not just a New Age phenomenon either. This has gone over years, cultures and generations. It's gone over lots of different... I was so shocked at this. I thought this was just like a New Agey thing and it would be a laugh of a topic and, that kind of thing. But actually, it ended up being quite an interesting research, didn't it, guys?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad at all, actually. I had quite a good read. And then I did my usual, found some pages and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay.
I know, it's a very interesting topic. Now, there has even been a scientific study by a guy called Dr. Ian Stevenson. Now, Dr. Stevenson was a biochemist, a professor of psychiatry, and head of the Division of Perceptual Studies at the University of Virginia, no less. Mm-hmm. Got a doctor in the house. Now, he actually found a link between birthmarks and recollections from children of past lives.
See, that in itself is a fascinating subject, children and past lives and things like that, because I think that is another show we could do, because I know a fair bit about that, and there's some really interesting stories out there.
Wow, the chat room's filled up nicely already. Let's just give a quick shout out to the people in there. Jamie Kreshner, we're going to get Jamie on very, very soon. We're just trying to pick a topic for that one. Carl Hutchinson, good evening. Gary Bradfield, good evening, darling. Carly, good evening, Carly Dawson. How are you?
Good evening, everybody.
Sorry, Mark, you were saying?
I think my internet keeps cutting out because I start yapping away and then it's just like, just talk straight over the top of him. He's not here.
Know,
but we're used to the boss thing.
I was going to say, I do that. That's one of my bitch things.
One of them. And as I was... And that's one of my bitch things. Woohoo! And as I was saying, yeah, there's a lot of very interesting stories about past life and reincarnation, stuff like that. Some of the grown-ups, I'm like, yeah, I really take it with a pinch of salt. But it's the ones in young children who can recount chapter and verse of their past life and say where they died and where they're buried and where they lived and this, that, and the other. And there's some really, really interesting stuff about that. And I think we should do a whole show on that one day.
Yeah, I totally agree, actually, because that is a fascinating topic all by itself, isn't it?
Exactly.
Right, Kaz,
Yeah?
what do you make of psychic birthmarks?
Well, actually, I've got a friend, and she's completely convinced that birthmarks... She's, how will I put it? She's a traveller, but she's completely convinced that birthmarks relate to how you've died in your past life, and you study into it, then you can find out about your past life.
She's convinced by that. Around this.
Yeah.
See that, because is she Romany?
Yeah.
Right, coming from a Romany, that's something I wouldn't dismiss. But the likes of a certain person called David Icke, who says that disabled people are disabled because they were a git in a former life, and this is their punishment. Mm-hmm. They can jump off a cliff, So, but Romanis, I'd certainly listen to them.
Yeah.
I think that's a different topic, though, isn't it? From a birthmark to a physical deformity.
No, I mean, it's the same sort of thing, like it stems from a previous life.
It stems, allegedly. Some people do think that, don't they? So, Talking purely on birthmarks, do you have a birthmark?
Who, me or Kaz?
You.
Me? Yeah, I was born with a horseshoe over my right eye, and now I've got it's like a massive freckle on my right side. It looks a bit like a stab mark or entry wound for a bullet or something. But yeah.
So would that indicate then that you've been kicked by a horse in one life and then stabbed through the head in another?
Knowing my past and the action man part of me, I wouldn't doubt that for a second.
Kaz, do you have a birthmark?
I've got two.
Ooh, where's your two?
I've got one just on the top of my chest, just below my neck, and it's a weird kind of brown birthmark, but it's a weird kind of shape.
I've seen it. It's like got two round bits and a big long bit in the middle, and we all wondered what that was.
And
I'm never going to say what that could indicate.
I've got a long brown mark just above, on my right side, just above my hip. And it's right on my side. It's right on my side.
So could that be?
Do you reckon that could have been a stab?
Yeah. Do you think that's a stab wound kind of mark, or?
I've often wondered. I've wondered about it.
Well,
It's like the horseshoe.
Yeah, carry on.
I was just going to say, that's another thing I've looked into, and there's quite a lot of people. It's one of the commoner birthmarks that people have, and it is the horseshoe one. Not necessarily on the face or on the head or anything like that, but a lot of people, out of all the birthmarks, it's sort of like 30 to 40% of all the birthmarks are varying types of horseshoe on various bits of the body. So, a lot of us apparently worked in stables and did something to horses where the horse went, no, I'm going to kill you. So,
well, no, or not necessarily, because if you look at the Chinese kind of mythology regarding birthmarks, that could indicate good luck.
Well, I am Chinese, so yeah.
Yeah, so,
What about you, Kerry?
I don't know. Me, I've got one above my right boob. And it's not perfectly round. It looks like it could
What, the birthmark
be
or your boob?
shot wound. The birthmark, Mark.
Oh, I thought you meant SpongeBob SquareBoobs or something like that.
No, it could be a shot mark.
That's what mine looks like on the top of my chest. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, there's no exit wound on the back, because some people have found birthmarks that are sort of in, like with shots. I found a case that looked like it was the bullet entry and exit wound, if you know what I mean, on the body. Whereas mine hasn't got an exit wound; it's only got like the entry wound. But when I did a sound bath, I was taken back, and I think this was one of my past lives, where I was in the trenches and I was sitting there clasping my gun and I was waiting for the shot. And I got pulled out. I got pulled out just before that part happened, as it were. Do you know what I mean? And it was so vivid. And it was such a relief when I got pulled out of that meditation, because I didn't really want to live through. I really was, like, I remember being terrified. So I'm wondering if it's right. It might not be related at all. It could be a huge leap of assumption. But, I was waiting for that shot. And then when I started reading about this, I was thinking, maybe I was shot in the chest. You know what I mean? Maybe that's where I died. But it's not on my heart side. It's on my right side. So, unless my heart's in the wrong place, which wouldn't surprise me. Because I've been called a reptilian overlord this week on two occasions.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going to have to tell me about that.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
I've got to say it. There's the alien link. Aliens! Our boss is an alien. That makes everything.
I did laugh at that. Anyway, now, birthmarks have actually been, quite prevalent through various cultures and mythologies throughout the ages. Pretenders to the Russian throne used to use birthmarks as proof to their claim that they actually had royal blood. But this myth actually came from a guy called, oh my God, Kirill Vasilievich. Him.
Vasilievich Chistov.
Say
Is that
again?
better? Vasilievich Chistov.
Him, yeah.
Kirill
That's the guy.
Vasilievich Chistov, yes.
That's the guy, yeah. Funny enough, not what I said at all.
Can I please just ask something?
Yeah.
Do you both deliberately go out of your way to find things with names that we can't pronounce? Seriously, do you?
I think she does, yeah.
No.
I have to admit, when I'm doing research and I see there's a lot of people with stupidly difficult names on it, I do think, do you know what? Sort of, I'm going to put it in there and let her go for it.
Honestly, to be fair, no, I didn't. But it was like one of those, like when I was doing the research, I looked at it and thought, that's a mark word. Now, this guy, we'll call him Chistov. Yes, that's the easiest bit. He drew attention to this fact, saying that imposters to the throne used to use these marks as proof of their heritage. And it was actually a H symbol that was supposed to symbolise their heritage to the Tsar lineage. So, yeah. So if you've got a H, you could possibly be part of the Tsar lineage. Now, Mark Bloch, he wrote a classic work on the sacred monarchy in England and France, and he says that part of the, identification process was a mysterious mark on a sovereign's body that indicated their royal status. And this was one of the most liveliest superstitions of the Middle Ages. One wonders, actually, how many sovereigns went missing that they had to...
You see it in a lot of films as well.
I know, but it's a bit like... How many went missing that they had to have this identification mark,
Can you imagine that if like a king and a queen really did make a baby together, the baby was born, didn't have the royal birthmark, and the king just went, nope, throw it in the moat, that's the stable boys. That would be really bad.
It would be really bad. I'm laughing, but it's
like,
not
no,
funny.
Father, no!
It's not funny, is it? Now, I wondered if this... See, that got me thinking about the royal thing. And this got me thinking about why. Why would they think this mark on the body was indicative of royalty? What's the word that I'm searching for there?
Indicative.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You can see how the show's going to go, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, God, I was so with it tonight. I say that quite a lot, actually. I was listening back to a few shows today. I thought, actually, nearly every show I say, I'm so not with it today. As an excuse as to why I can't find the right words. It's just because I'm stupid, really. Now, I found...
Stupid?
Now, I found a story, a well-known story, one of the best-known stories, I would say, about Cain and Abel. So, Kaz, would you like to tell us a little bit about Cain and Abel?
The story is about two brothers, Cain and Abel. Cain is the older brother who was a tiller of the ground, and his younger bro?
Yeah.
Bro?
We're going to go with bro. I couldn't be bothered to write brother. This is the Kerry story. This is actually the Kerry version of this story, not the Bible version of this story.
Right. And his younger bro, Abel, was keeper of sheep.
Oh, he was Welsh then.
Apologies to Welsh people. You see, Cain had the least desirable job of the two brothers. He was simply a tiller of the ground, or what we call these days a labourer, with a very undesirable job. Cain had to till the hard clay ground all day long in order to make the desert floor suitable for growing fruits and vegetables, while his younger brother Abel had the kickback job of managing the sheep without ever really getting his hands dirty.
They say, now that's just trouble already.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it?
Ugh. You know what's going to happen. They're going to make a mini-series out of it. There'll be big shoulder pads ahoy, I'm telling you.
Cain was proud and displeased God. The brothers performed a sacrifice to God. Abel of his sheep and lambs, Cain of his fruit and corn. God accepted Abel's offering, but refused Cain's.
Ooh, that's not nice.
Wasn't nice. At that, Cain's face fell, and later when he and his brother Abel were alone in the field, he killed him. And Cain split the blood of his brother Abel upon the earth.
I think that's spilt. I think Kerry made a spelling mistake.
Shh! Don't point him out.
You have to make this almost ghetto-like, and then he buried the body, thinking that no one would find out about the murder.
What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opens its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hands. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. It will be a restless wanderer. You will be a restless wanderer on the earth.
Bummer.
So you get told off.
He did. He got very told off.
He got very told off.
By God, no less.
Yeah, I know.
Yo, bro, show us your stick, man. So basically, if we're going to break it down into Essex speak, we're going to say, like, Cain's now a roadman, yeah?
He's now like a wanderer. He's like wandering the roads and everything, like on a curse.
Isn't it? What, babes?
No, Bay in Essex.
Oh, no. Oh, God, I hate that. Bay. Bay and Babe. No, just no. No.
Oh, that's it. That's our Marky Baby is going to be what he's well known for.
That's acceptable because it's you. But BAE, no. No.
Funny enough, Ashley Nib don't like that either. I don't understand why.
I just really... I nearly spat tea all over my lap.
Carry on, sorry, Kaz.
Now, Cain's primary vocation of cultivating crops was no longer an option for him to earn a living when he complained to God that the curse was too strong.
Oh, yo, God, what are you doing, fam? You got beef?
Someone needs to rewrite the Bible like this, I tell you.
And that anyone who found him would kill him, God responded, not so. If anyone kills Cain, he will suffer vengeance 7 times over.
Oh, so he really screwed him over.
I really did.
And God set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Yeah, so he put a mark upon Cain. Now, that's right, he marked him. Now, this has been a bone of contention quite a lot. There's different theologies as to what this mark was on Cain, but some believe it was actually a form of birthmark that is actually carried down through the generations, marking the genealogy of Cain.
No, I beg to differ there, because we are doing the Essex Bible, which is the newly revised version of what really happened. And what happened was, because he'd seriously... Sorry, I better do it in the colloquialism, haven't I? Because, you get me, what happened, because he'd, severely vexed the God man, yeah? He went down to the...
That's
God
more Jamaican than Essex.
He said, come here, Cain. And we took... he took me into tattoos and he marked wanker across his forehead. And that's how it happened. That's what happened. All right, geezer.
Oh, my God. I can't believe you said that. Anyway.
I did. I said wanker.
I know what you said, but we all know what you meant.
He did. He tattooed it across his forehead. He could have done it as a Liverpudlian, a Manchester, Scots person, Welsh person, you know.
So I was wondering, as my brain does, as whether this story gave birth to the mythology in regards to the royal marks, because obviously the belief back in the day was that royals were appointed by God.
It was supposed to be, but some of the birthmarks were a bit dodgy.
Wow. I don't know. Let's go back to old Dr. Ian Stevenson, Mark. Tell me about that.
Dr. Ian Stevenson, a pioneer work with children that remembered their past lives, and I've got a story about one of them in a minute. He discovered many of them had markings or birthmarks that corresponded to the cause of death in a previous life. Gee, there's just so many jokes there, and I'm not going to go there. I'm really, really not going to go there. What are you going to do if, one of these people has a birthmark on their John Thomas and it turns out that they died of the rampant syphilis back in the Middle Ages?
Oh, it could be.
You know?
Who knows? Oh, my God, he's going low tonight.
Get low when the whistle blow. Anyway, among 895 cases of children who claim to remember a previous life, or were thought by adults to have had a previous life, birthmarks.
We've gone up north now. Birthmarks.
Well, I'll bloody live up here. Let's do it like that one. Birthmarks and or birth defects attributed to previous life were reported in 309 or 35% of the subjects. The birthmark or birth defect of the child was said to correspond to a wound, which was usually fatal. I like the way it says usually fatal in brackets. No, really, you're talking about a birthmark from a previous life. I would assume it was fatal. Or a birthmark on the deceased person whose life the child said it remembers. So basically, the kid's birthmark corresponds to the wound and where it was on the body of the person that died.
Yeah. So why? Why would this happen, Kaz? Why would there be a birthmark in regards to a
fatal...
fatal...
got condemned, yeah, and he got Sharpie out.
Got Sharpie out and drew it on it. So why would that be? Why would it do that?
There are 2 reasons that may explain why past life damages manifest themselves as birthmark babies. One of the reasons could be that the period between death in a past life and reincarnation is too short, so the wounds will not have healed before the rebirth of the affected individual. I could actually believe that.
Yeah, it kind of like weirdly kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
It does in a weird way. The other one could be that after reincarnation, it is necessary for the individual to reconnect with the past wounds and trauma so that she can be healed and set free from it.
So if you did that work in this incarnation, surely that birthmark. I'm going birthmark too now. Oh my God. Maybe would that then fade if you've done that work to heal that from a past life?
Well, mine vanished. The horseshoe off my face. That went.
That's an interesting concept to consider, isn't it?
Well, I will say this in a way that doesn't sound rude. I used to work at the stables and I used to ride racehorses. Not in the biblical sense. I used to take them out and put saddles on them. So, possibly.
Well, to be fair, in this life, I've done that. And not in a biblical sense. Ride a racehorse, that is. Believe it or not, I've done many things in my life. Anyway, there was one example of an old woman in Thailand. Now, I found a lot of these cases were actually from the Asian contingency, shall we say, more than the Western, who told her family that she would like to be reincarnated as a boy. When she died, her daughter dipped her finger in a white paste and marked the back of her mother's neck with a distinctive vertical line. Now, later on, the daughter actually gave birth to a baby boy who appeared to exhibit a birthmark identical to the white mark she had painted on her mother's neck. And when the boy got older, he developed the habit of claiming possession of items that belonged to his grandmother as if they were his own. Now, that's a little weird, isn't it?
That's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a few of those ones. Is that the one I was going to talk about? I think you've just peed on my fire. Yes, you have.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
I'm
indeed.
sorry. Did I pee on your fire?
Oh, no, I don't think you have. No, you haven't. No.
Oh, good. Right. Anyway, last week we spoke about indigo crystal and rainbow children, all that sort of stuff, didn't we? And there's a link to those as well, because apparently those are supposed to have prominent birthmarks as well, mainly on their forehead.
That's interesting.
Oh, you sounded really interested, Dylan.
That's nearly as good as my sincerity. Oh dear.
Okay, then I'll be honest, I'm not buying it.
No, I have to say, we didn't, when we actually researched indigo, when we did the research for the indigo, that wasn't something that came up in that, was it?
No, it didn't.
So the only time that's actually appeared is when we actually did the research for psychic birthmarks. So that's a little reach, I would say.
Out there.
Do you know one of the things I read about the psychic birthmarks on indigo children, and here's another alien link, is that, you know, with a lot of them, they think it's alien DNA. I don't know. The mums were zapped up and they had something rude done to them, and then all of a sudden they got an indigo child. And there's also the one that I can't remember which aliens it's supposed to be, but one lot can come out of their bodies spiritually and then touch the baby on the head, you know, and they touch it like the ET jobby with the finger. I'll be right here, you know, and then they touch the baby on the head, and that's where that birthmark comes from. So I'm gonna say it. There you go, aliens. Another link. Boom, job done.
Oh my God, he's managed to do it. Indeed, Kaz.
I think I've actually got a subject that you can't find an alien link to.
Oh, good girl. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
What, crisps?
Crisps. I'm sure you could find an alien link there.
Yeah,
potatoes are weird things. Now, many people believe that birthmarks are actually omens of the future, not the past. But this is according to the size, shape, and again, location of the birthmark that provide an insight into one's life path. finances and relationships. Well, I wish I could find the one that says I'm going to be permanently skinned, because I really need to find that and get rid of it.
I've got one for you. This is true. As a friend of mine from years and years ago, and this is true. I am not making this up. He was a white guy, and his birthmark was basically, it was when I went in the army. He's like, look at this, guys. He had a Native American's willy. That's the only thing I can say. He was.
How did you know it was a Native American's willy?
All right, it was an African willy. I don't know what you want to call it. It was a tanned one, but he was white as white, and they're flipping it. Look at that. He's got a brown Sharpie. So what does that mean he died of?
I am not going to say that live on air.
I mean, did he decide in a previous life that he was going to, I don't know, Roger a lion or something and died that way, you know?
No idea. No idea at all. But animal...
Can I make a...
Going in... Sorry, yes, Kaz.
I just wanted to point out, Gary was saying in the chat room, interestingly, some birthmarks just reveal what your mother ate while she was pregnant.
Yeah,
and
that's
others,
a
however,
thing.
divulge what she did during pregnancy.
Ooh, maybe his mother was a bit rampant.
See, well, if that was the case, then both my daughters would have been born with one right in the middle of their heads. But never mind.
That's disgusting.
What? She used to eat a lot of food, and as it went down, it bonked them on the head as it went past to the tummy. You got such a vulgar mind.
Right. Yeah, it's my vulgar mind. Yeah, right, okay. Yeah, my vulgar mind. Okay, we'll go with that, will we? Yeah, all right then. Yeah. My fault again. Exactly. Oh my God. Anyway, going on the Native American thing, you brought up the Native American thing. Mm-hmm. Right. Part of that mythology, as well as other culturals, it's not just, that a lot of, we've talked about Romany before as well now. Mm-hmm. The animal birthmarks, birthmarks that are shaped as animals have significances.
That's right.
As well. Now, some of them are supposed to be protective, like rabbit's foot, four-leaf clover, a horseshoe, angel wings, etc. Supposed to carry good luck.
Birds,
and you've been blessed by the spirits or angels.
And that is again. That was another thing that did come from quite a lot of the North American teachings. They believe, because how they named people and this, that, and the other, but they also thought that the birthmarks did come from their gods, so they got blessed. Strength of a bear, eyes of an eagle, stuff like that.
I mean, I found references to loads of different weird kind of shaped birthmarks. Twin flames and soulmates. We've talked about that before, haven't we, Kaz?
Yeah, we have.
Now, heart-shaped birthmarks are supposed to be a symbol of universal love. Twin flames and soulmates have got an identificational mark that's supposed to help you recognise your twin flame or soulmate. And families have reported birthmarks showing up, but that links back to the genealogy in regards to the royals, doesn't it?
It does, and it also, depending on whereabouts on your body, depends on, or on your head or on your face, etc. It may mean different things, especially on the head.
It does, but we'll get to that in a bit, because we have lists. We have lists and lists of things, everybody. So we'll get to where your birthmarks are and what they mean. Astrological symbols and connections to the cosmos.
That was a big word for you. You didn't muck that one up. Well done.
I know. Thank you. I'm quite impressed with myself for a Friday evening. I actually paused to bask in the moment of saying a word properly.
Ladies and gentlemen,
night.
Astrological by Kelly. That could be your new perfume. Astrological by Kerry.
Yeah, and then I muck up the actual meaning of the astrological bit. Clearly, I'm not drunk enough yet. Clearly. Crescent moon, shooting stars and sunbursts are favoured birthmarks. So if you've got one of them, you're all right. You actually have a strong connection to the cosmos and you look to the skies during introspective periods.
You said introspective as well!
I know, I'm getting good at this.
You are!
Oh, anyone would think I'm a radio presenter. Or I can read tonight.
Hang on. Carl Hutchinson, this is supposed to be one of the funniest shows I've ever listened to. My Chinese nearly came out of my nose. If your Chinese nearly came out of your nose...
Oh,
if your
God.
Chinese came out... If you had a noodle hanging out of your nose, does that mean his name is now... From now on, Carl Hutchinson is now known by his Chinese name, Wan Hung Lo.
Oh, that reminds me of the challenge that's been going on. I'm not even going to go there on that one. Anyway.
No.
Other reported birthmark signs are supposed to link to your zodiac sign. So if your birthmark looks like an archer or scorpion or the scales or a sheep.
No, that just means you're Welsh. A sheep? What? Hang on, hold up. What zodiac sign is a sheep?
She
A
meant ram.
sheep?
Aries is ram.
A sheep with
Oh,
curly
damn it,
horns.
Thomas. That's had such a hard day. I've got a sheep on bloody egg buttock.
I'm sorry, but all I can think of was sheep with curly horns.
Ladies and gentlemen, world according to Kerry.
Oh, I have to layman term things. You understand this, everybody. Hence stickman thingy, you know? And sacred geometry, such as pyramids, diamonds, circles, the Star of David, or even a macabre, are supposed to mean that you have a questioning mind and heart.
What is a macabre? Macabre.
It's basically a star thing.
Oh, okay.
The star thing. Again, layman term it.
It is the star of Astaroth.
It's actually a very sacred symbol, the macabre.
Oh, okay.
And freckles, freckle clusters for all you freckly people out there. But we're not just talking like any old freckle, we're talking clusters, right? So they can resemble maps or regions. So if you got one that looks like Florida, yeah, or the Hawaiian Islands, or something along those lines, or Canvey Island even,
Canvey Island!
It could indicate where you came from in a previous life. Now, one
God
lady...
came and said, all right, God came down, looked at somebody and went, yo, Bob, like, you're never going to get lost again yet. Like, that bomb look at that on your arm. And, ladies and gentlemen, my job is done. Kerry Snorted, that's right. It's me dropping the microphone. I'm out of here.
Yeah, you're never going to get lost again. There's a map on your butt. And I'm going to make it really hard because I'm going to do it as a freckle cluster, just so you have to work that out.
Well, if that's the case, on my daughter's arm, we must have the Florida Keys up and down our arms.
But some can resemble like zodiac constellations. Constellations. What word is that one?
Constellations. It's not the consolation prize. Constellation.
That's the one. Constellation prize. No, not prize. Oh my God! Just a bloody constellation. Oh, it's going wrong, everybody. It's going downhill now, isn't it? Oh dear. Now, apparently there is no end to what a person's birthmark could look like. Letters of the alphabet, flowers, love this one, spaceship, or even a dancing pig. You can have a birthmark in so many things.
So basically, if somebody's from Essex and got Peppa Pig on there, then that's it. That's it. Like, so you've got the freckles telling you how to get home in Canvey Island, and you're going to have Peppa Pig tattooed on your left bum cheek. How ethical is that? So, like, God, when he did infinite wisdom, did the map of Canvey Island, and he went, do you know what, like, in it, I'm going to mess with your head, yeah? Every time, like, you come out the shower, your missus is just going to wee herself laughing, looking at your bum ting. Zbap! There you go.
Honestly, Canvey Island is definitely nothing like Jamaica.
I
know we have palm trees, but they're not very well growing palm trees. I would just like to say that. Our climate isn't very good for palm trees, apparently.
They're plastic.
No, they're not. They're real ones. They just don't seem to like our soil very much. Can't say I blame them, quite frankly.
They're still plastic.
Anyway, they're not plastic. Anyway, let's have a look at some cultural interpretations, Kaz. Let's have a look at some of them.
I love the way she goes, Kaz, please get me out of this.
Kaz, get me out of this one. Kaz, talk.
Okay. In Japan, women were advised not to stare at fire or their child would be burnt, resulting in a birthmark. It's a bit extreme.
Yeah. No fire scrying in Japan, then?
Nope. Some cultures believe that if one has a birthmark, it foretells that he or she will die young or suddenly.
Or they will die young because they had a Chinese noodle shoot down their nose and cut off their air supply. Yeah.
Ah.
Mm.
See, you figured that out, Mark.
I did, yes.
Yes. Some Europeans believe touching people who have birthmarks will bring them good luck. In the Chinese culture, people believe birthmarks predict what type of future the person will have based on size, shape, and location.
Say, yeah.
Yeah.
You carry on. You carry on. I'm just I'm not going to do it.
Case in India, a woman was stigmatized for a birthmark because people believed it proved she was possessed.
Ooh, possession.
Well, there is supposed to be the
Nothing to do with the behaviour at all.
There's supposed to be the dark mark as well as the holy mark, isn't there?
Yeah.
Talking of dark marks, Mark.
Hello.
Oh, tell me about the darker implications of birthmarks.
Maculomancy and moly-omancy. Yes?
No.
No. Wait, I'm looking for the dark ones.
God, we're following the research from...
Are you on about the 666?
No, I'm talking about the Salem witch trials.
Oh, yes. See, I was in a small print. For some reason, the writing is so small. I didn't have my glasses on. I'm like, what's she talking about? Right, here we go.
I'm thinking, it leads on quite nicely.
A witch's mark, not to be confused with a witch's teeth, indicated that an individual was a witch. We're all individuals. I'm not. The witch's mark and the devil's mark are both terms applied to essentially the same mark. Confusing, isn't it? The beliefs about the mark differ depending on the trial occasion and the accusation made against the witch. Evidence of the witch's mark is found earliest in the 16th century and reached its peak in 1645. And basically it disappeared by the turn of the century, 17th century.
That's because they killed everybody who had a mark.
Well, yeah, the witch or devil's mark was believed to be a permanent marking of the devil on his initiates to seal their obedience and service to him. He created the mark by raking his claw across their flesh or by making a blue or red brand using hot iron. Sometimes the mark was believed to have been left by the devil licking the individual. That's just perverted. The devil was then thought to mark the individual at the end of nocturnal initiation rites. Oh, when shall we three meet again? Knock into Tuesday, 2:30. The witches...
I didn't know they were Chinese.
You know nothing! The witch's teeth, which to everybody else basically means nipple. The witch
it could be a wart.
Yeah.
The witch's teeth.
Or a skin tag.
A teeth is a nipple. Was a raised somewhere on a witch's body.
It doesn't say where, it says somewhere. So it could be a skin tag, or it could have been a wart, or it could have been a raised mole, or it could have been a nipple.
It is often, Scaramanga, it is often depicted having a wart-like appearance. I got one thing to say to you about warts and moles and birthmarks. Austin Powers, Molly. That one.
Oh my God.
You don't remember that?
No. I'm going to have to watch Austin Powers again.
Austin Powers, the guy's got a massive mole on his chin, and Austin Powers just stares at it, and he's going, go on, get out of your system, mole. Go on, get out of your system, mole.
No, I don't remember that. I'm going to have to rewatch that now.
I think it's on 3, Austin Powers 3.
Okay. So there is an art of divination regarding moles, and Mark is going to tell us the names of those because I am so going to mash that up.
The divination. Right. Are you on about the Macaulomancy?
That's the one. And the...
Macaulomancy and... Molly-omancy!
the Molly-omancy. Now, this was developed... Oh, my God. This was developed by the Greek physician Hippocrates, good old Hippo himself. Developed by who?
Moles.
Oh, you broke
It's
up.
the secret language of moles.
Secret language of moles, very much so. Now, he was Hippo. We're going to call him Hippo because we like to, give them all little nicknames on the Freudy Night Show. He was known as the father of medicine, and this relates to the relative position on the body with astrological science in a complex analysis. Nothing simple about Hippo at all, of the nature and destiny of the subject. Now, this actually reached its height of popularity in the 17th century in a publication by a guy called Richard Saunders.
Can I just point something out? Carl Hutchinson says, so can you douse a mole? Have you not seen Caddyshack, mate? If you've seen Caddyshack, you know you can.
No, it's about where it is on your body. It's not about dowsing at all. It's a completely different thing.
But if you're going to try
have I
and...
not told you anything? Taught you
See,
anything?
I think this moliomancy is just like somebody going, if you got a mole, you want to show me where it is?
Oh, yeah, that links with the star sign Andromeda.
oh, that just sounded terrible. I've come to fix your fridge.
Bow chicken wow wow.
The Lynx effect for moles. Do you know what? Can you imagine if they canned that? If you got a can of spray called the mole effect, it just wouldn't have the same edge, would it?
It wouldn't have the same effect at all.
No, the mole effect. Molly. Anyway.
God, there's two snorts in one show. Yes. Oh my God. Anyway, right, colour. Let's go into colour. Because colour of your moles can be a thing.
What happens if it's rainbow?
Then I would say you're a very unusual person and you need to be studied by bloody
aliens!
By medical science. So red, obviously, what would you think red would mean?
Mine was red.
Fire,
yeah. A wound left by the body after burning. So surely if you was a witch that had been burnt at the stake, or not just a witch, but a person, surely you would have like masses of red marks all over your body.
Perhaps that might explain the port wine stain birthmarks.
But they're really localised, aren't they, generally? They're not like over the entire body.
Well, it's like mine. Like I say, it's red, but it was a big horseshoe over my eye. So
but usually that is actually what is... It's usually this particular kind of birthmark is actually found on the chin, neck, forehead or between the eyes. Usually. It can be found out elsewhere on the body, but usually it's found there.
Well, the neck one, oh, Carl. Oh, you got a combine harvester and I give you the key. Right, the neck one, because they used to put a little sachet of things around the neck, didn't they, on some witches, if they didn't want them to be burned to death, so people who felt sorry for them would put, like, basically gunpowder in a little thing and put it around the neck. So when the flames hit it, it went bang and killed them instantly.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, on quite a few of them, like if family or friends or loved ones the only way they could sneak it was to give them a cuddle goodbye before they lit the fire, and as they did it, they put this little parcel of thing on somewhere on the body, so that when it blew up, that was it, they were dead.
That's a little bit like Cheers. Thanks for that.
Cheers.
I mean, I know they're like doing you a favour, but like it's like, thanks. You want me to then?
We all know you're going to stink of barbecue for a while, but
we're going to kill you off a bit quicker because we can't be bothered to wait around.
There'll be a loud bang, and then like kids are going to eat for ages because you'll be enough to feed the whole village because you'll be ready to eat them.
Oh God, that's disgusting thought.
Yeah.
A white birthmark indicates apparently that you was a criminal in your past life. And the wound that was inflicted on you as punishment for your activities shows up as a white mark, apparently.
Mine are all brown. Well, apart from the one on my eye, mine are brown, like big freckles.
Yeah, see, mine are brown too. My one is brown. What colour's yours?
That's a bit rude.
Kaz?
Brown.
Yeah, see, brown is like the usual, isn't it?
Mm.
Right.
And like this last one.
Get this one.
Oof.
Green. A green birthmark. Never even heard of a green birthmark. That's weird, that is.
That is weird.
I've never heard of that.
I'd never heard of a green birthmark. Right. Now, but that is supposed to be considered to be hereditary.
The royal birthmark.
Supposed to be the link to your lineage.
See, that's another thing. Right, what we're talking about is the kings and everything. Doing every accent tonight. The kings and everything from in days of yore. Like, I don't know if you've seen. I've got my family history, my family tree up, and we're related to some of the King Williams and some of the kings from hundreds of years ago. I've got no birthmark.
Then I would suggest that you aren't actually related. You just have to give yourself illusions of grandeur.
Illusions of grandeur. Do you mean delusions of grandeur?
Yeah, either or.
Nah, you buggered that one up. Carry on.
Fair as snuff. It's all I can say to that one. Strawberry.
I'll send you a picture of it. You can see what I mean.
Oh, okay, go on then. You send me pictures of your body parts. Strawberry birthmark.
I meant my flipping family tree, you rude person. If you think I'm sending you a photo, you can think again, because I'd have to have a zoom lens.
That's okay, because I just add them to my file of dick pics that will be made available to purchase from my self-publishing book.
Dick pics by Kerry.
Where I name and shame in a book. Joking, clearly. Anyway, a strawberry birthmark, back on topic, everybody, professional, remember, has various meanings depending on its location on your body. A strawberry birthmark near your mouth signifies that you will create...
Like strawberries.
enormous wealth and lead a fulfilling life. On your forehead, it means you'll be attractive to the opposite gender and you will have numerous partners in your life.
Oh, God, that's me then.
And if it's on your chin, that you will generally be successful in life.
So if you have a strawberry birthmark on your mouth or your chin, it means A, you like strawberries, and B, you dropped one on your chin.
But that was a thing, wasn't it? It's something Gary brought up right at the head of the show, was that in the UK or the Western culture, it was sort of supposed to indicate what your mum had a taste for while she was pregnant. So if you like strawberries, you'd have a strawberry mark, blah, blah, blah.
What happens if she likes custard? What's this? If she likes custard, is there a picture of a bird on there for bird's custard? I don't know.
I have no idea. I like this. I'm reading the chat room now. A green birthmark means you need to go to the doctors as you've got the start of gangrene.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Oh, she's off.
Yeah. I've never heard of a green birthmark.
I haven't, but there's also. Did you know that you can get birthmarks on your eyeballs?
Yes. Well, that's what Madeleine McCann was supposed to have.
What, the World Hide and Seek champion? Yeah.
Ooh, that's a low blow. That's a low blow.
Oh,
controversial.
Ouch.
If your birthmark is located on or near your right eye, it means that you will acquire a lot of wealth. You will not have to work to make lots of money. On the other hand, if you have a birthmark on the left eye, it means that means you will have many relationships without satisfaction.
Ooh.
There's also birthmarks on your bum, and it depends which cheek it's on and where it is and everything. And it sort of differs whether you're a man or a woman.
Yeah, I mean, I found relevance of left and right thighs and legs and arms, but not a lot on torso.
Let me just find woman's buttocks. Right, birthmark on the right. Well, I'm a bomb man. Hello. Birthmark on the right buttock means she will have a great sense of style, be very attractive, and easily win the hearts of men. However, the attractiveness and style will only be outward. In actual sense, she'll be a gold. She's a gold digger. Ain't no broke. Yeah.
Oh, I want to burst into a song on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not going to because it's a really bad version of it, but I want to.
On the left buttock, it means she's honest, of great integrity. It will be hard-working and resilient.
So guys, you need to be checking out a girl that's got a birthmark on her left buttock. Was that?
If it's on the left buttock, that's the best one. If it's on the right buttock, she's she's a gold digger. I ain't saying she. No, I'm not gonna do it. No.
Could you imagine meeting a girl in a pub and going, right, I need to see your left buttock before we go any further? And you'd be like, okay, why? Well, if you've got a birthmark, you're a keeper. If it's on the right, not so much.
A man with a birthmark on his right bum cheek will have a character that is generally negative. He's never genuine in what he says, and he'll never marry.
Lads.
He'll opt to stay with his parents even as a child, even as an adult.
Oh, God, I'm so going to go and check my kids' buttocks now.
But
that sounds wrong. That sounded so wrong.
If it's on his left buttock, he'll have a strong personality, be very charismatic, and will influence others positively. He's also a type of man who cherishes love and will be gentle and caring to his family. And I've just realised that's where my other birthmark is on my left bum cheek. Just on the side of it.
Right, so Carl says he's got a strawberry birthmark on his right thumb.
That means he squished strawberries as a child with his thumb.
So that doesn't actually mean anything.
Let me just have a quick look. You carry on chatting amongst yourselves. On his thumb, yeah?
On his thumb, on his right thumb.
I've just read something. It said it was believed by some communities that Mongolian birthmarks were caused by spiritual beating.
Ooh, a spiritual beating.
This was thought to have happened just before birth to drive the baby from the mother's womb.
Oh my God!
I have just seen the cutest picture of a baby's birthmark, and it's basically the whole of his bottom is a heart-shaped birthmark. So cute. Bless him.
So he's got I take it it's a boy.
I'd say looking at that, he's a boy. Yes.
No, Carl, sorry, we're on bums, not thumbs.
Right.
So that means he's on one hand he's going to be like fully committed and a great catch, and on the other that he's not so much.
But he's also it's a love heart, so he's going to be brilliant.
So he's going to be amazing. He's going to be a player. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be a goddamn player when he grows up.
A birthmark on your finger or thumb means that you will be you like to be independent, and it means that that you really mean to always make rational decisions and judgments, and this applies to both men and women.
Ah, there you go, Carl. On that note, we are finally ending the show on a positive note. That's what we like to see, everybody. So, guys, what are we talking about, or what are you guys talking about next week?
Psychic vampires.
You are.
I want to bite your neck. No, I'm not going to bite your neck because I'm a psychic vampire. I'll think about it first and I'll make you very tired afterwards.
And that's kind of how the show's going to go next week. I won't be here, but the guys will be. And I'm sure that they'll deliver probably a better show without me.
Well, you're going to be away getting elocution lessons and learning how to spell certain words on the dictionary.
Yeah, I'm going to college for a week to learn how to how to speak.
Is that the one in the Alpaca Mountains?
Yeah, I'm going to the Alpaca Mountains next week with my stickman thingy.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dearie me. Anyway, so guys, tune in next week, 9 p.m, to listen to the guys talk all about psychic vampires or energy vampires. They will be live and kicking at 9 p.m. This Sunday on the Spirit Dimension show. Claire Hinks is going live all by herself, and in the studio she has got the lovely Helen Strong, who has a completely new way of thinking to help her create the life that she desired and has been successful in that. So tune in at 9 p.m on Sunday evening and support my lovely Claire, because she's very nervous about flying solo for the first time. If you've missed any of our shows, don't forget, pop over to our YouTube channel. We have got all the shows up there. Don't forget, click that subscribe button so you never get to miss one of our wonderful shows ever again. Oh dear. And don't forget, guys, tell your friends about us. Help spread the word in the paranormal field about Parasearch Radio, bringing you different topics 6 nights a week. On that note, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining me tonight, guys.
No problem.
You're more than welcome. I mean, what else would you do on a Friday night? I mean, the show just wouldn't be the show without Kaz and myself and you on here, because it would just be like the Psychic Mirror show. No, the Black Mirror show. No, the Dark Mirror show. I've forgotten what it is because somebody's just painted over it because they are no longer there.
Oh, okay. Bit weird. You know.
Well, it wouldn't be the Dark Mirror show without us on it. It would just be like...
it would just be like nobody talking. It would just be funny, wouldn't it?
Well, no, it'd be the Bathroom Mirror show, wouldn't it?
The Bathroom Mirror show. Anyway, guys, on that note, tune in on the Parasearch Radio group page on Monday evening. Kaz is going to go live and kicking to give you a roundup of all the shows up and coming for the week. Aren't you, my little lovely?
Oh, I'm going to give you some stick.
Yes, no, you're not. You're going to be nice.
Well, I tell you what, how about I get on my motorbike and I'll come down and do it with you?
If you want.
All right, then.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I am releasing the team without me at the helm for a week. What the hell is going to happen next week? I have no idea.
It's going to be awesome.
I'm sure it'll be awesome. I'm not going to have kittens while I'm away in any way, shape or form. I'm going to just... I'm going to walk away from the computer.
That's it. That's another show.
Just block Kerry for a week.
That's another show. Kerry has kittens. What did she do in her former life?
Oh, bless you. Have fun for a week, guys, is all I can say. Mama will be back soon.
Mama put the coins on my eyes because I sure don't believe what I'm hearing.
And Kaz has got an amazing competition that is being launched on Monday as well for us. So check out the Parasearch Radio group page for that. On that note, have a great week. I will see you in a week's time. These guys will see you Kaz will see you on Thursday. Mark will see you on Friday. And we bid you all a very good night. Good night, guys. Say good night.
Good night. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Oh, grr.
Thank you for listening. Don't forget to join us for more shows throughout the week. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and the World Wide Web to keep up to date with all the shows right here on Parasearch Radio.